Welcome back to Coaching the Session. My name is Michael Reardon, and I'll be your coach this evening. So, today we're going to be picking up where we left off last week, but this time we're going to be doing it workshop style. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all those things that videos like. And let's start talking about today's workshop. And it's going to be about the holiday mindset. And what is a holiday mindset, right? Because a holiday mindset should be something positive. It should be something where everyone can have and cherish. But the holiday mindset is actually not something we should be striving to achieve every single holiday because there's a few things that need to be addressed about it, and we're going to do that today in the workshop. If you have been watching the news, if you have been keeping up to date with all the things happening in the world, you will see that this holiday is different than any other holiday. There's more fear, there's more scrutiny, whether it be racial injustice, etc. There's a lot of things going on in the world, but that doesn't mean that we can't not focus on the positive. But even if we focus on the positive, is that enough to get past the holiday mindset? Because the holiday mindset is going to make us more giving, more loving, but that's going to be to a certain extent. Because even then, even that has its limits, has its boundaries. So let's get into the workshop and start talking about what a holiday mindset is, and then figure out if it's something that we should be having, we should be maybe getting rid of, or maybe replacing with something else. The holiday mindset workshop is going to be talking about what the holiday mindset is. And when we start to look at what a holiday mindset is, a holiday mindset is going to be one that will be operating under the guide of societal beliefs and customs. So it's going to be strongly influenced by our peers. So by this, I'm talking about the Christmas spirit. Everyone's in the mood to be in the Christmas mood. Everyone is jolly. Everyone's buying gifts. Everyone's celebrating the holidays. Maybe they're taking their children to see Santa. There's a lot of things going to be going on. But if you were left to your own devices, would you be this type of merry, jolly person? Especially if you didn't have kids, especially if you didn't have friends who were younger or celebrated the holidays with vigor. Most people are just going to let this day be another day. But the most people are going to be people who don't have anyone, maybe not any kids, or if they're just single, and maybe they're depressed. So these people are going to not be influenced by the pairs, but for the people who are, they're going to be buying gifts. They're going to be doing Secret Santas. They're going to be doing the elf on the shelf thing. There's going to be a lot of things going on. When we look at this type of mindset, it's actually similar to a mob mentality. I'm in a Christmas spirit, so I'm going to make you in a Christmas spirit. I'm going to play some Christmas jingles and I'm going to play Home Alone. That doesn't necessarily mean I need to be operating under that same type of mindset, but I do. But I do follow. I buy some gifts for people because that's what you do around Christmas. Maybe you don't celebrate Christmas in that regard. Gift giving is big. Having a Christmas tree or Christmas lights is big. And when we think about that, everyone's going to be out shopping. Now, when everyone's out shopping, that can create issues, especially if there's going to be a low quantity of items. I have seen on Black Friday people fighting the day after Thanksgiving to get a game system or game console. But they don't remember that. They just think, I have to get this. I have to get this for my kids so they can be happy. That's what they want. That's what they'll get. And when they operate under that mentality, it's almost a selfishness. It's not saying that the person is selfish, that they're buying people's gifts, but it could go to the realm of, hey, You have too much. I'm going to take some from you. And that's very interesting. Is it good to have a holiday mindset? Well, I wish I can say yes. The answer is going to be yes. But the simple answer is going to be no. Because this is a temporary type of mindset. It's only for the holidays. And it doesn't bring much positivity besides feeling good for the holiday season. And it doesn't even affect your life that much. And when I say affect your life, I'm talking about your personal growth. This type of mindset is going to be easily distracted, destroyed, or replaced by something. The onset of any bad news is going to replace this type of mindset instantly, because this is going to be one of those things that we paint over. And we know if we paint over something that it has holes and is broken, eventually those holes, the paint is going to start to show its true form, all the holes that were beneath that paint. And we look at a growth mindset. What does that mean, right? To believe positive. A holiday mindset is not conducive for a growth mindset, because a growth mindset is going to be always working to get better, always working to get better. But a holiday mindset is only going to be coming around every 2 months, maybe 3 months out of the year. So those people who are in the Christmas spirit, they're decorating their houses and they're getting ready to invite their in-laws to the house and they're buying all these presents for their children. I'm not saying that you can't. By all means, spoil them rotten. But understand the type of mindset that's happening. What happens to your mindset? You might feel a sense of giving, where you give and you give and you give, and maybe you receive a little bit and you feel whole. Maybe when you were younger, you didn't have this type of opportunity. So you wanted to give your children a better life than you had. Rightfully so. But they don't understand that. They only know that this is their first time, maybe, second time, whatever it be, receiving gifts around the holiday time. I remember when I was growing up, we would get at least 7 to 9 gifts each, and there was 3 of us. And to be honest, if I got 3 gifts, I would have been elated. But my parents always went above and beyond to always make sure we were taken care of, that we were happy. And they had a good life too growing up. They had difficulties, of course, but it's different when you're a parent and you want to spoil your kids. You want them to be happy. But the holiday mindset is going to do more harm than good, because it doesn't serve much purpose beyond the holiday. Because think about all those gifts. How long does it take for us to not want to play them anymore? Maybe if it's a game system, we might want just different games for it. But in reality, if you have a child and they have a toy chest, how many toys are in there from previous holidays that they don't even play with anymore? That way of thinking is, I'm going to keep on giving, 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 but we don't remember. We don't remember because it's not as meaningful. We're excited because we're getting something as new as shiny. It doesn't help us appreciate that. Because what happened if we said, well, son, I want to give you some new gifts for Christmas. I want Santa to bring you some new gifts. But in order for that to happen, you must be able to give some of your toy box away. Otherwise, Santa won't come because he knows your toy box is full. And there's going to be less fortunate children out there who would like a toy to play with. So if you would go to your toy box and find anything you don't want to play with or you think someone else will like, and let's wrap it up and let's bring it to someone who is in need. That way, we don't continually fill up our toy box with meaningless junk, because the longer it stays there, the longer it means nothing. When you are telling your children, let's clean up your toy box, and give those toys to someone in need of those toys is showing them, okay, well, I can be compassionate, I can be giving. They're learning for the future how to raise their children, not just give, 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 and their children take, 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 take. Because what happened when that occurred in the last generation is that now we have a sense of entitlement across the board, across the nation. Where did that come from? It didn't only come from the holiday mindset, of course, but it came from multiple facets, the holiday mindset being one of them. So, what happens after the holiday mindset, right? Because if we understand what happens after the holiday, maybe we can change our mindset to be a little bit more in line with what we want it to be. Because after the holidays are going to come New Year's. After New Year's, we're going to be tackling the new year, right? Whatever the next year is going to bring us. And we're not talking about politics stuff. We are talking about what we aim to accomplish this year. Maybe you say you want to learn a language. Maybe you want to travel more. Maybe you want to be a better boyfriend, girlfriend, son, daughter. Doesn't matter. That happens with hard work. So, what happens after the holiday mindset is going to be a determining factor for how your year is going to go. Because the aftermath of the holidays is going to result in a false sense of ability. People are going to feel more than what they are. They're going to feel good. They're going to feel hopeful, motivated. They're going to have a lot of things going for them. But there's a problem with that. That is going to be temporary. And that's going to be one of the biggest challenges you are going to have to face. Similar to how motivation is temporary, the holiday mindset is temporary also. So, yeah, you're more ambitious, maybe you're happy, and you give a lot during these times. But after this, do you go back to who you were? Do you go back to the same job and the same way of thinking? And maybe you have a different pair of shoes on. Or for the gentleman, we have new pair of underwear. Now we are in a mindset that is not seasonal. Now we're getting into a mindset that's going to be long term, yearly. Because the seasonal habits or the seasonal mindset that occur during these months, whether it's the thoughts, the feelings, the actions, all of those are going to be replaced within a few weeks or a few months. So after it is replaced, now we're faced with another dilemma. What do we do? Do we just keep this regular habits or keep our regular habits, or do we say, I would rather have holiday habits? But we have learned over the years that the holiday will go away. The Christmas music stops, the sun starts to get warmer, and we start to focus on the rest of the year. There's no more pretend, because sometimes during the holidays, people pretend. They pretend to be happy, they pretend to be someone they aren't. And it becomes difficult because now they're faced with their true self and they have to make a choice. Are they going to have a repeat of last year, or are they going to start to make changes? But there is a fix, right? So we have to replace this temporary mindset with a way of thinking that is going to be long term. We're going to have to create habits that are not influenced by society or any time of year. And one of the best ways to do that is to gain knowledge and experience of where you are and you want to be in your life. Because many of us know what type of lifestyle we want. We might want to have a nice house, maybe a nice car, maybe by the beach, maybe, right? We're all going to have different preferences, but we do have an idea of what we want in our life, what we would like to achieve. And I always tell people who are undergoing their initial journey to head over to revenconcepts.com and check out some of the free material there, whether it be a blog or a video. you can find so much knowledge and wisdom that can help you get to a better way of thinking, a different way of thinking long term. Because our long term thinking is going to have a better result than if we just kept our short term holiday seasonal type of mindset. So, the people who are in the Christmas spirit, they're decorating their house, they're getting ready for big events with families, they're buying their plane tickets to go visit their loved ones. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But I want you to pay attention to how much effort and attention you put during this month than you do in the rest of the year. Because a good amount of people pay more attention in the final months than they do in the middle months. In January, in February, it's kind of like it starts to taper down, right? The seasonal mindset starts to taper down and that goes away. So you just have to figure out, how can I be more productive on a more frequent basis? And I do tell people how to do that at revenconcepts.com. And one of the easiest things you can do is just become aware of your actions and holding yourself accountable for what you say you're going to do. Because the result is going to be you reaching your paradise. And who wouldn't want to reach their most desired place in life? Many people want to reach it. Many people want to be fully satisfied, fully content. But when they're faced with reality, they say, reality is too much work. Let me not push. So if you want to push, if you want to get better, you can head over to my website, revenconcepts.com, or you can email me, michael@revenconcepts@gmail.com. And then, of course, if you need some learning material, any of my social media websites are going to be a good source for you. All right. So that was the workshop. And the workshop simply says that a holiday type of mindset is going to be focused on what we're doing with our time, our life in this moment, right? And it's very good to be in the moment. It's very good to be giving. It's very good to be loving. But why can't we operate like that on a more frequent basis? Why can't we do that all year round? Because giving 100% is tiring. And I've learned that if I don't give 100%, I suffer. Everyone suffers, especially when I was a teacher. I would go in the classroom, and I remember one time I wasn't feeling too well. And I said, okay, well, I need to survive today. So I'm going to give a little bit less than 100. And the moment I did that, the kids read me like a book. And they said, weak, pray, devour. That's basically what they were thinking in their head, because they made that lesson in the beginning crazy difficult. But then I said, oh, wait, let me just switch it up to being 100% again, because I was trying to give 60%, 70%. They didn't want that. They wanted 100% from me. And I don't blame them. They deserve it. And so as soon as I noticed that the class was getting a little bit antsy, I switched over to doing 100%. And they switched over to being obedient. They switched over to learning. They switched over to having fun just by me giving more of myself, everything I had. And I remember after that day of school, I went home and I was exhausted. I think I just went straight to sleep. And the next day, I still wasn't 100%, but I said, I don't have a choice. I got to give 100%. So we have to do that too during the holiday time. We have to give 100%, but then we need to make sure we pay attention to how much we give during these months so we can give during the rest of the years or the rest of the months. So when May hits, we should be giving the same as we did in December. When July comes or in August, we should be pushing the same amount. People who speed up and slow down, they're going to have a hard time getting to where they need to be. Because once you stop, you create a habit and you learn that it's okay to stop. That I don't need to push all the time. I can take a break. And I'm not saying that people can't take a break, because rightfully so, you deserve a break. You've probably worked super hard. and you're going to deserve a break. Most people want a break before they even accomplish anything. Most people want to have their lunch before they even work. And most people want to have good things and success in their life without any effort, without any discipline. They just want. They just think it's going to come their way. And that's from our entitled type of mindset. So when we are around this holiday time, remind your children that there's going to be children who are not as fortunate as they are. They might compare their gifts with a friend or a cousin or a sibling, but tell them what is yours should not be compared, because what you can do with it, they cannot. Because your life is going to be unique. Your life is going to be different. That's why no one is going to be operating under the same set of exact rules. They might follow some of them, but in the end, they have their own individual personality. We don't have a bunch of like-minded people walking around thinking the same thing. Because if that was the case, everyone would be positive. Everyone would be thinking like me. Oh, wow, it's a positive. Everyone can do it. Hoorah. I'm limitless. Oh, yes, I can do it. Maybe they'll be more pessimistic. Oh, I can't do this. It's not for me. I'll never be good enough. But we have a mixed bag of society. We have people who say they can. We have people who say they can't. And we just have to come to a conclusion of how can we get everyone on board and help them choose that they can. To not choose something that's temporary, choose something long lasting. Choose something everlasting, because you shouldn't have a temporary life. You shouldn't have temporary happiness. You should have everlasting, long lasting happiness. And it starts with choosing a mindset that's going to help you get to where you want to be. So a holiday mindset is going to be one of those short-term things. It's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. But the fact that it's short-term, it can teach us how to have a strong mindset, a good mindset. But the fact that we keep doing it every single year, holiday mindset, regular mindset, holiday mindset, regular mindset, we're going to be in this cycle until we decide, I only want a positive, strong mindset. So what I do hope for you is that you choose to have a stronger mindset after this holiday season, regardless of what happens, regardless of the world, your situation. Choose to be better. Choose for a better future for you and your family. If you haven't, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all those things that videos like. I will be back on Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for another podcast. Until then, everyone take care.